5% of a person's success has to do with strategy, with plans. 95% has to do with the mindset. You could be the smartest person in town. If you've got the wrong mindset, nothing's going to work properly. Ordinary people experiencing extraordinary success, and absolutely brilliant people struggling. It's the mindset.
Keep it right in your head. Keep your thoughts good, not bad. Keep your thoughts decent, not indecent. Keep your thoughts full of faith and not doubt, because it is in your thoughts that is determined whether you will be happy or unhappy, whether you'll be healthy or unhealthy. The happiest person is he who thinks the happiest, most interesting, finest thoughts. And that is a fact.
You become what you think about. And he'd get me to repeat it. He'd be like, keep saying that. You become what you think about. You become what you think about. And then he'd catch me off guard randomly when he'd see me, and he'd look at me and be like, Jay, what are you thinking about? I'd be like, nothing. And he goes, well, you become what you think about. So what, you're going to become nothing? What do I keep repeating in my mind? And it was just something as simple as that started me to be like, okay, well, I'm thinking about my purpose. I'm thinking about my service. I'm thinking about how to have an impact in the world. And then I just started seeing my life change.
What's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
You are what you think about. Everything that you think about, you become. Thoughts lead to actions. Actions lead to behaviors. Behaviors leads to lifestyle. Lifestyle determines your destiny. So everything begins in the mind. If you can control and wield your mind, you can very much determine your destiny. If you can determine that regardless of what your mind says, you will go to the gym, you will develop a physique unlike 99% of society. If you decide to work on your business and you decide and you commit and you determine your mindset and you wield it, you can become successful. If you determine to be a studious individual and knowledgeable, you will be knowledgeable. If you determine to be rich, you'll be rich. Everything is in your control.
What you think impacts what you believe, which impacts how you feel, which impacts what you do. Your life is always moving in the direction of your strongest thoughts. Be careful how you think, because your life is shaped by your thoughts.
I'm gonna just say this fast as I can, I'm gonna let you go. If you change your attitude, you change your altitude.
It all begins with how we choose to think. As you think, so shall you be. When you keep your attention on what you don't want is what will keep manifesting into your life. The currency for attracting what we want into our lives is our thoughts.
You always become whatever you're fascinated with. And here again, this is the law of mind. If you become fascinated by poverty, you become poor. You become fascinated with sickness and the reports of all kinds of diseases, you will become sick. Whatever you become fascinated with, you'll get it and it'll get you. This is the law of mind, and it works with anything. So do not become fascinated with what you do not want. If you want to be wealthy, become fascinated with wealth. Become fascinated with wealthy people. If you want to be successful and prosperous, become fascinated with successful, prosperous people. Go to your library, read about successful people. Read about prosperous people. When you read the newspaper, skip over the news about the recession and the depression and read about somebody who just made millions and millions.
We don't experience life. We experience the life we focus on. This is so important for us to remember. We don't experience life. We experience the life we focus on. So better be good at focusing on what matters most and coming up with a better meaning. If you want a better quality of life, you can't control everybody. You can control you. You can control what you do with your body and what you focus on. And whatever you focus on, you're going to feel, even if it's not true. So we better be conscious in what we focus on.
As you think, so shall you be. And once you know that what you think about is what expands, you start getting real careful about what you think about.
What you say and what you think becomes your reality. If you're telling yourself, I'm going to be this or I'm going to be that, whatever it is, you tell yourself that and it will manifest. I really believe that we create our lives, not just with our actions and the things we do, but the things we think and the self-talk that we give. Being in this business where people are always trying to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, you really have to have a strong sense of self and gut and instinct and follow that.
Literally, what you're thinking will manifest. It's not only if you conceive it, you can achieve it. It's if you conceive it, it will be achieved. It's a function of time. In your own belief system. So how much resistance, impedance are you going to put against the positive dreams and aspirations that you have that are in line with your higher self and what you've chosen for your life plan? I can tell you right now, one of the first things you can do to raise your vibration is just to feel gratitude for your current state. We all get stuck. I get asked all the time, like, if you could give one message to the world, what would it be? And I would say, stop with the negative self-narratives. Stop with the self-limiting belief systems. It's not necessary. Just remember who you are and why you're here.
You attract what you are. And if you find yourself without friends, can I challenge you? Be friendly. If you find yourself without encouragement, become an encourager. If you find yourself without loyal people in your life, become a loyal person. And as you become the right person, God will bring the right friends in your life to strengthen you.
If you want to be a winner, you've got to think like a winner all the time. Did you know that your ability to achieve success on the outside is directly proportional to the way you think successfully on the inside? The great discovery is that you become what you think about most of the time. The great question is, what do you think about most of the time?
We become what we think about most of the time. And that's the strangest secret.
Everything comes from the imagination. So the power of the mind, people don't understand. We still don't understand. I still don't understand how powerful it is. I'm still learning. But I know one thing is I can make things happen.
I think the real question you should ask yourself is, why not you? I mean, you got the talent, the skills, the brains. You got all the potential in the world, but you don't even believe in yourself. Why?
This is why thinking is so vital. This is why a goal is so important. Because we will become that.
You can truly become whoever you want to be. If you work hard, if you are consistent, and if you dedicate yourself to a worthy ideal, you can become whoever you want to become.
You sit here and look at other people live the life that you're supposed to be living. These people know better than you, bro. They just believe. And I need you to start believing in yourself so you can be up top too. Confidence is the first step to start anything. So how do you expect to start if you don't believe?
What you think, what you feel, what you say about yourself is always coming into visibility as your experience. What you think about yourself, what you feel about yourself, what you say about yourself is always becoming incarnate, always coming into form as your experience. Now that's the law. As a man thinks, so is he.
Now the latest research in neuroscience says you can change your brain just by thinking. So then as you begin to think about a new possibility and your brain begins to fire in new sequences and new patterns and new combinations, and you begin to plan your behaviors and you begin to review in your mind, mentally rehearse who you're going to be in your life. Now your brain is no longer a record of the past. Now it's in fact a map to the future. And if you were then to begin to emotionally embrace your future before it's made manifest.
A winner has these unreasonable expectations of himself. A winner knows that he's destined for greatness. And no matter how many people around him tell him to slow down, be careful, watch out, that's too risky, a winner locks onto their goals and keeps going.
The degree to which you feel in control of your life will largely determine your level of mental well-being, your peace of mind, your happiness, and the quality of your interactions with other people. And the only thing in the world over which you have complete control is the content of your conscious mind. You decide what to think, no one else. If you decide to exert that control and keep your mind on what you want, even when you're surrounded by difficult circumstances, your future potential can be unlimited.
Something in you has to wake up, and usually the only person that can wake it up is you. How bad do you want this? If it's as bad as you want to live, breathe, or sleep, whatever the hell it may be, I can work with you. But a lot of people, most people don't want it that badly, which is why they always ask the question, man, how did you get to where you are? You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be.